The Oregon State Beavers back at home in the lovely confines of Research Stadium tonight. A massive game against UNLV just kicked off at 7 o'clock, and a big opportunity here for Oregon State to respond to last week's loss at Nevada. The game underway as we speak. We're going to have more coverage of it tonight on KEZI 9 News at 11. But as of right now, it just hit halftime. Oregon State leads 17-16, and young Giovanni McCoy, 7 of 10, 112 yards, 89 rushing yards, with 2 rushing touchdowns, including a big one. And because this game is currently underway, we have to wait to show you highlights until the game is over. But as always, we do have a camera, a tripod, and a reporter in the house as the Beavs start to move through the second half of Trent Bray's first season as the head coach. Let's check in with my guy, Brett Taylor, back on the grind. Brett, good to see you again as always, my friend. I saw you about 5 hours ago, but you know what? I think I already miss you. Hey, talk to me about this Oregon State game, where it's at this point. Giovanni McCoy, 4 interceptions last week. Looks like things have flipped around here. Have the Beavs done better in that crucial turnover category?
Yeah, it's funny how time flies, Cam, but the quick answer to your question, yes, they have done a much better job at not turning over the ball. And McCoy, I think, found something in that game against Nevada last weekend. Despite the mistakes that he made, the 4 interceptions, I think it gave him some confidence. The fact that he had the most passing yards in a game as an Oregon State quarterback since 2019, I think that gave him some confidence we hadn't seen yet this season. He's been slicing and dicing the UNLV secondary all night long. A couple of big passes to Darius Clemens, but I think the big key factor in this game so far is what Giovanni McCoy has been able to do with his legs. We didn't see a lot of rushing yards from him last weekend on the road in Nevada. That has changed. A big reason why was, of course, that 71-yard big strike with his legs into the end zone to get the Beavers up 17-6 at the time. But Oregon State is going to have to find their way to keep their offensive success going in this second half. They couldn't really find a way to consistently do that with Nevada last weekend. Of course, it did end up going in a shootout and the struggles with the defense, but this game right now, just a 1-point game, 17-16 at halftime. We're actually about to get after the start of the second half, but with some quite a few returners coming back from injury over the last couple of weeks to this game tonight. It's made a big difference in the first half, and I expect it to make a big difference come the second half as well, Cam.
Yeah, Brett, talk to me about these injuries, because this team has been riddled with injuries over the past few weeks, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. But a key guy in Jam Griffin that wasn't around last week either. Trent Bray said going into this game he was hoping to get some of those guys back. Who's out there, who's not, and how much has that situation really impacted this first half?
Yeah, he's got a couple of them back, including Van Wells on the offensive line and a couple of key defensive starters on the defensive line that I think have made a pretty big impact in getting to UNLV's quarterback and kind of stopping the rushing attack when they need to. But the key players that we're used to seeing, one of them being Jam Griffin, the running back, and Jane Robinson, in the secondary, both not competing in this game tonight. Haven't noticed much of a difference in the secondary. A lot of the people that have had to step up because of the injuries to the defensive back position, I think they've done a good job tonight keeping UNLV just to 6 of 12 passing, just exactly at 50%, but not having a player like Jam Griffin to kind of do that 1-2 duo with Anthony Hankinson. We're definitely seeing it in the rushing game. Hankinson is averaging about 3.4 yards per carry. It's nothing bad at all, but it's definitely not the level of success that we've seen when it comes to that 1-2 punch between Jam Griffin and Anthony Hankinson. I think that's why we're seeing a lot more on the ground game from Giovanni McCoy. They know that they have to rely on McCoy's legs. They decided to not do that last weekend when they didn't have Jam Griffin. I think they learned from that mistake, knowing how explosive that McCoy can be. This is a gamer at quarterback. We know that McCoy sometimes can struggle at passing, but what we cannot deny when it comes to this kid here in Corvallis is that he is a player that wants to win and win in any way possible. He is 100% a gamer. He's a leader for this team, and he is a big reason why the Oregon State Beavers are up by a single point heading into the start of the second half tonight, Cam.
All right, Brett Taylor, KEZI 9 News reporter. If there's an Oregon State game here, or an Oregon State game here in the state, you're likely to find this guy there. Thank you very much, Brett. He'll have more highlights, post-game sound from Coach Trent Bray, and another live report coming up tonight at 11. Brett, thank you as always. Go out there and have some fun for me, all right?